Good evening, everyone. Buenas tardes. We're going to go ahead and begin the curriculum committee meeting of June 15, 2026 at 6 p.m. We're going to go ahead and start with roll call. Saul Olivas,
Mayra Reyes,
Amy Engel.
John Simpson.
Bob Helverson.
thank you. We do not have any public comments, so we're going to go ahead and pass it on to Mr. Simpson.
All right. Good evening, everybody. First, I would like to welcome Ms. Martinez and Ms. Diaz, who are going to come up and give us a presentation on our parent engagement review for the 25-26 school year.
good evening, members of the Board of Education, Dr. Halverson, and cabinet members. My name is Marissa Martinez, Assistant Director of the Resilience Education Center. And with me this evening is Melissa Diaz, Parent and Family Services Coordinator. We are excited and honored to share our 25-26 Parent and Family Engagement Year in Review. Just to highlight what we've done 25-26 school year, we're going to begin with our Back to School Fair, Fall Festival, Parent University, Posadas and Beyond, Black History Celebration, Mental Health Symposium, and focus on our East Aurora parent groups, as well as a new watchdog group that we organized this year. We'll end with our Coffee with the Principal and professional development for parent liaisons.
Starting off with our Back to School Fair 2025. So the Back to School Fair continues to be one of our largest family engagement events of the year. More than 3,500 families attended, demonstrating the importance of creating opportunities that bring our community together before the school year begins. This event is a great example of how East Aurora leverages community partnerships to strengthen family engagement and foster a sense of belonging before students even walk through the school doors.
One of the highlights of our Back to School Fair was starting the year with confidence. So a fresh haircut really makes a big difference. Through the support of over 10 volunteers, we were able to provide 90 haircuts, helping the students walk into a new school year with confidence, dignity, and a sense of belonging.
Our community resources. During the 25-26 school year, we secured partnerships with more than 25 community and district resource providers. This is the largest number of participating organizations that we have had to date.
The highlights of our Fall Festival, we brought more than 1,200 families, and we provided an opportunity for our families to get together, experience the park, all of no charge for our families. And we continue to build those strong relationships between our schools, families, and community.
Our Parent University is a free learning conference that, designed for East Aurora School District 131 parents and guardians. We offered 10 plus sessions in both English and Spanish. The event provided valuable information and resources to support families at every stage of their child's educational journey, from birth through college.
This year, Posadas was rebranded to Posadas and Beyond, a celebration of colors. Again, we took this opportunity to again make this one of our big events, an example of how we celebrate rich diversity at our East Aurora community. This year, we welcome more than 2,700 parents, family members, creating opportunities for families to come together, celebrate cultures, tradition, and experiences that make us a unique district. Black History Month celebration, again, was a huge success since COVID, and we brought together more than 350 families, staff, and community members for an evening dedicated to honoring Black history, culture, and achievement. Once again, I really want to highlight how successful this event was. We were able to have the Leo Choir, also our very own NJROTC students whose participation really made this a rich experience. A lot of student-led performances. It's just a really highlight of how we have really changed and just continue to grow our Black History Month celebration.
Our Mental Health Symposium. The Mental Health Symposium, a collaborative partnership between the Indian Prairie School District 204, Naperville Community Unit School District 203, and Oswego Community Unit School District 308. We provided valuable learning and wellness opportunities for students, families, and community members. This year's event welcomed 800 plus attendees and featured 2 keynote speakers, 21 adult sessions, 14 student sessions, and 4 interactive hands-on experiences. East Aurora provided transportation to help remove barriers and ensure students and families could access valuable mental health and wellness resources to our families.
Again, now we'll be moving on to our parent groups. African American Parent Association has grown tremendously during the 25-26 school year by hosting meetings across the district, featuring district and community presenters and establishing a leadership board, which is something that we've recently done. The group is now planning 26-27 programming to increase meetings on a monthly schedule, and we're also partnering with BPAC to host joint meetings to strengthen collaboration, inclusion, and family engagement across the district.
In our EA DADS, during the 2025-2026 school year, EA DADS provided 5 workshops led by Dr. Fernie, focused on fatherhood, positive parenting, empowerment, and strengthening parent-child relationships. This group offers a supportive space for fathers to connect, learn, and actively engage in their children's success both in and beyond the classroom. Our student services. The Student Service Department hosted 2 parent groups meetings during the 2025-2026 school year, providing families of students with IEPs and 504 plans opportunities to connect, learn, and share feedback. The meeting featured presentations on topics such as parent advocacy and special education processes, while also creating a forum for families to help shape future family engagement and support efforts across the district.
Another big highlight is our Bilingual Parent Advisory Council. They continue to provide meaningful engagement opportunities for families throughout the 25-26 school year. Their monthly meetings averaged more than 100 attendees and offered both morning and evening formats to increase accessibilities. Families received information on key district programs, services, as well as external presenters and resources within our community. A new program that we rolled out this year at 2 schools is the Watchdog program. The Watchdog program is a national school-based mentoring program and volunteers that provides positive male role models for students, supports school safety engagement, and strengthens family-school relationships. So this program was rolled out at Oak Park and Allen, and we've been very successful. For more than 60 participants joined together to learn more information about the Watchdog program and see how they can help and just be role models at their students' school.
Our coffee with the principal. During the 2025-2026 school year, more than 2,100 parents participated across our schools, demonstrating a growing commitment to family engagement and two-way communication. Coffee with the principal creates opportunities to build trust and strengthen relationships between families and school staff.
Lastly, we want to highlight the work that our parent liaisons have done. So the professional development that the parent liaisons have completed is they've completed over 25 hours of professional development during our SIP time, and then outside agencies coming in just to educate our parent liaisons. They continue to build their capacity to engage family, increase participation, and ensure families feel connected and informed. So that has kind of been our focus this year, is to have the parent liaisons feel that they're supported, but with resources from the community. Any questions?
I have a quick question. Based on your, and I don't know if this goes for everyone that might know the answer. Just based on the Watchdog program that you had at Old Park in Allen, I see that we have about 60 participants. Maybe they were interested in the program. Do we see an expansion on this program?
Yes, I think this first year we wanted to beta test it in a couple schools, and it went very, very well. Mr. Javier Solano brought that to our attention, and it's been something that's gone very, very well this year. So we are looking to potentially expand it. We're going to reach out to our principals and kind of look at each school. Mr. Levis, one of the things that we really want to continue to do is get further parental involvement when we talk about community involvement, and we think getting our dads involved through that program is a good avenue for it. So it is definitely something we'll look to expand. I don't know if you guys want to speak the specifics. I know I got a chance to attend the Oak Park kickoff event. And it was a great evening. A lot of dads were there. A lot of kids were there with the dads, celebrated really well. So I think it's been a resounding success so far, and we'd look to expand it as we find opportunities at other elementary schools as well.
Yeah, and like Dr. Halverson mentioned, it is just a beta test that we did with both schools. We just kind of wanted to see, because there's so many processes in place. We have to make sure everyone's fingerprinted, the volunteer forms and all that. So it was nice to get the understanding, kind of share what Watchdogs is, because a lot of the times we just say the program. So once parents were able to come in, then we were able to break down what it entails, how many days. Again, a lot of these fathers that we communicated with come from our EA Dads group. So kind of there are fathers that are going to the community and say, hey, this is what the new program is. So like Dr. Halverson mentioned, we just kind of put the feelers out. So maybe next school year we can add more elementaries.
And I do see Mr. Javier out in the audience there. And Javier was the individual who brought it to our attention. So Javier, not to put you on the spot, is there anything you wanted to highlight with it at all? Because you were the individual who brought this up to us, and I thought it went really, really well. But is there anything from your eyes as a father in the district that you wanted to highlight?
Yeah, I think the launch of the event that was pretty successful at Oak Park. I think that once
Mr. Javier, I'm gonna just ask you to come to the microphone. I know that when we're on live, we can't hear people. So if you can come up to the microphone and speak to us, please. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Levis. Yep. Yeah, thank you, Javier.
this wasn't planned, so if I
Understood.
So,
I'll take full responsibility. I put you on the spot.
it's here for another thing. Like I said, the launch of the event, it was very successful, especially at Oak Park. I think that in order for this program to be successful, the principal has to be on board with it, but not just the principal. We have to get parents, they call them leads, watchdog leads, which are gonna be the ones that are gonna basically get it started. I'm very familiar with Oak Park. My kids went there to school, so I was able to successfully get involved more. One of the things that was like the thing that I think once the parents got very excited, the kids had fun. The parents were like, yeah, I want to do this. But then once we started talking about the fingerprinting, then a lot of the parents actually were like, oh, well, yeah, we'll talk about that. Maybe I'll sign up another day, But it's understandable. It's safety thing, and but I think that we started pretty late in the year. So if we start early enough when the school year begins, we should have plenty of time to get it going. If we have we're supposed to have 2 launch events. So if we have those 2 launch events, we should be more successful with that program. I'm just grateful that you actually were on board with it, and I know it's a good thing. I know there's a lot of parents in the district that are looking for ways to get involved. So just having another avenue out there for them to get involved, that was pretty cool. So thank you.
Thank you for the feedback. And real quick to the fingerprinting point, one of the things we are investigating is it is a safety thing. So we want to make sure we're always doing that. But we are investigating how we can bring that back in-house so we don't have to send people up to Kane County ROE. So Ms. Julie Swartzoff from the Staff Services Department has been investigating that. And I think we're going to have an option to do that in-house because as we look to get more and more parents involved in volunteering in our schools, we want to make it simpler for them to be able to make sure they can volunteer in our schools. So that's something we're definitely investigating. I think we have an answer for that. Thank you. Sorry for putting you on the spot.
I also just want to highlight the collaboration within the parent groups. If you guys are able to do that, I think that'll be something helpful. I think at the end of the game, we're all here to work and ensure that our community and our students are being successful. So I think bringing the parents and trying to get to know each other as well within those groups is should be very intentional. So we can all work together to move our district ahead.
Yeah, and that's
Thank
what
you.
we're hoping to bridge the gap with AAPA and BPAC. Thank you. Thanks.
Yes, I was gonna say, and Miss Martinez is actually gonna stay to provide us our next piece of information for the rec catalog.
Good evening. Okay, we'll skip that. This summer, the Resilience Education Center will continue to serve as a hub for learning, creativity, and family engagement through a variety of free opportunities for students and families. I don't want to rush through the presentation, but I just want to highlight the activities we have. So for June, we're going to focus on art. Well, typically we focus art, culinary, and dance and yoga. So the rec catalog offers programming in art, culinary, and we offer hands-on experiences that encourage creativity and family connection. A few of our classes that we're offering that were a hit last year was just a lot of the hands-on experiences in culinary. Parents really liked. I just want to focus on the culinary for June. The build a kebab, like that's always been a highlight. So I always bring that back every year because it's fun, it's colorful. So that's and I always survey the parents at least every other class just to see that I'm providing the services or the classes that they want. So I got a lot of feedback. So with that being said, our spotlight classes is something new this year. I wanted to give an opportunity for middle school and high school. So for middle school and high school, we'll be offering a cake pop creations. So if you are in district, please have your children look into that class. And for elementary students, we're offering a camp, which is something that we've never done before. Again, just given that feedback from our parents. So that was one of the excited pieces. So I kind of went through this, but our July catalog is up. Again, we focus on 2 Saturdays a month for that. And then the same thing for art. We offer middle school 2 classes, elementary 2 classes. So moving forward, we're hoping that these classes, the spotlight classes, will kind of give us an opportunity to provide more and just to kind of switch up. We've been following this program for a year, so we're just kind of seeing what other opportunities we can provide. So hopefully that opens doors for, getting more teachers involved. Yeah, and all of our classes are free. We focus on family engagement. That's kind of been our big push for the last year, is just bringing parents and families together and just create that sense of belonging, and just continue to learning through the summer. That's been another highlight for us. And that's it. Any questions?
Yes.
If I'm a parent, right,
Yes.
and I'm listening to this information, how do I go about registering my student?
So you have an option of calling the rec center or emailing. So I put the catalog on there's a drop down with all the schools, and then you hit Resilience Education Center, activity schedule, and the calendar's there. There's 2 forms of communication with, again, phone call or email to the rec center secretary. So either of those platforms work.
So I'm just gonna throw it out there, right? Just a little advertising. I think it's gonna go a long way. For me, I know that for me, when you say go here, click here, I'm already lost, right? So I'm just gonna make sure we make it a little bit more accessible to our parents, whether it be social media posting or something like that. It's gonna go out quick and they know what to do. Because I know sometimes people still, how do I get to watch the board meeting, right? And I'm still click here, click there. Now I'm just like, here's the link.
Well, we do usually put a Facebook post with the link.
All right.
So we do that. But I just needed to get this board approved first.
Okay. Sounds good.
I know that parent liaisons are off for the summer, but is it possible to maybe share the link with school principals so that at that point they can share it through
Yeah.
Class Dojo or
Mhm.
whatever it is that they use?
Yeah, absolutely.
I think that would be another way. I'm on that all the time, so
We can do that for sure.
fantastic.
Any other questions or feedback for Ms. Martinez? I will be at the 718 one because I want to figure out how to make hot buffalo chicken dip. Not really, but that one looks good to me. So thank you, Ms. Martinez. We appreciate it.
Yes, thank you, Ms. Martinez and Ms. Diaz. So next is also a memo here from Ms. Martinez, and I know summer just started, but as you saw, one of our biggest events every year is our back to school bash. One of the big highlights for that is we do provide backpacks and school supplies for our families who are in attendance. So in here in the memo is quotes for it. So it's a total of $43,409. That does provide the backpacks and the school supplies for our early learning students all the way up to high school. The $4,000 quote is the one for early learning, and then the EPI, which is a larger one, is going to be for our elementary, middle school, and high school students. I do want to highlight that we were able to work and reduce that cost by about $17,000 year over year. So last year we spent about $60,000 on this process. Ms. Martinez and her team, along with working with B&G, analyze historically what our registration numbers have been. And then we do have a lot of extras that have been left over from previous years. So we want to utilize those instead of buying new ones and then storing those extras as well. And then obviously we are seeing a little bit of a decrease in enrollment, but we will have enough for our registration event again this year. So again, it will be a total of $43,409 through those two vendors. And then that would go forward at our next board meeting as an action item. We're not dropping it tonight. We still have plenty of time to do the order. Any questions on that? All right, thank you.
All right, next up, as we've done in years past, we would like to continue our partnership between East Aurora High School and two local organizations, the Aurora Fire Museum and Kids Matter. These two organizations provide opportunities for our East Aurora students to gain certifications in both CPR and teen mental health and first aid. And those can then be included on the students' resumes and expand their employability. The instruction is provided to our students during Skills for Success course at the high school, and it serves our students in their freshman year. Quotes are included in the packet. It will be paid for out of title funds, and the total cost will be $94,500. It'll be up for action at the first board meeting in July. Any questions I can answer on that one?
Is this the, I believe I saw an advertisement on Facebook. Is this a summer course that they do over the summer for 2 weeks, or is that something separate?
That's separate. They
Okay.
do a summer course. The Aurora Fire Museum does a summer course. Our students are offered this for free during the school day.
Okay, got it.
You're
What's
welcome.
our student participation in this?
It's actually during a class. So any kids who sign up for Skills for Success take this. We had a little over 300 kids, I think, who were participants this year.
Okay.
Okay. Next up, tonight we're requesting approval for the purchase of the iReady assessment and personalized learning platform for students in grades K through 8. We already have this platform for math, and we would like to extend the usage in English and Spanish language as well. Before discussing the benefits of the platform, though, I want to highlight two important points. First, this is a 4-year agreement. And when the cost is averaged over the life of the contract, the annual investment's actually $30,000 less than what we're currently spending on a benchmark assessment. This benchmark assessment is not simply a replacement for NWEA MAP. It would replace MAP, but it also is significantly more comprehensive. It provides that benchmark assessment and instruction, personalized instruction within a single platform, and a platform our students are already familiar with. Like MAP, iReady provides benchmark assessment data 3 times a year. However, iReady offers several additional benefits that MAP currently does not, and the assessments closely align, just like MAP, with the IAR, the Illinois Assessment of Readiness, providing that predictive information, helping us to better understand students' readiness for state testing. The reporting tools identify specific skills the students have mastered and where additional support is needed, and that allows teachers to make precise instructional decisions and then create some targeted student groups. In addition, iReady is recommended because it provides both expected growth and stretch growth targets for every student. That gives the teachers and administrators some clear goals to monitor throughout the year. It allows us to move beyond simply measuring performance and focusing on accelerating that growth, which has been our year-long focus for this year and will continue so that we can continue to close the gap. Perhaps the most significant difference between iReady and what we already have is that iReady includes personalized learning pathways in the content area. So we have it in math, and then this would allow us to have it in English and in Spanish. So students would receive instruction in that language of learning, which is particularly important as we continue supporting bilingualism and biliteracy. As part of the process, we convened a district assessment team comprised of educators and leaders who reviewed our current assessment systems, how those assessment data items are used, and how those tools support school improvement efforts. There were varying perspectives represented, and there was broad agreement around three big priorities. The first was that we need to maintain a high quality assessment system. The second was that we need to provide personalized learning opportunities for our students. And the third was that we have to reduce the overall assessment burden whenever possible. iReady best meets those priorities while continuing to offer the strongest connection between assessment results and instructional action. With this transition, we would end up reducing instructional time for students. Compared to our current assessment system, students will reduce their benchmark assessment testing time over 2 hours by eliminating redundant assessments. Additionally, as we continue to evaluate implementation and the quality of the data we receive, we anticipate the possibility of reducing and or eliminating additional assessment measures for K through 5 in the winter and the spring benchmark, but we want to see how the fall benchmark goes before we decide for sure to peel back another layer. Finally, we've developed a comprehensive implementation plan that includes onboarding and training for new staff, professional learning for existing educators, and ongoing support after each benchmark administration. Our focus is really not on just collecting data, but on ensuring our educators know how to use those reports and make instructional decisions to improve student outcomes. When we evaluated potential assessment solutions, we weren't looking for another testing platform. We were looking for a system that would really be comprehensive and connect those assessment results back to instruction. iReady allows us to do that by identifying student needs and then providing personalized learning instruction along with teacher-based actionable instructional opportunities. Ultimately, this recommendation reflects our commitment to providing educators with better tools, reducing that assessment burden on our students, and then increasing instructional time, ensuring that every student receives that targeted support aligned to their needs. In order to be ready for the start of the year, this is going for action at tonight's full board meeting. The cost will be a total for 4 years of $615,116.83 and would be paid for out of a combination of title and local funds. What questions can I answer?
I think for me, was just you just answered mine with the payment, right? And you said we're gonna provide some savings with going into iReady instead of MAP, correct?
Correct. We'll save over $30,000.
Thank you.
Yep. Any other questions? Okay. Next up is an informational item. Shown here is our 2026-2027 assessment calendar. The calendar is broken down on each page by grade band. We have early learning through grade 5 on the first page. On the second page, it reflects 6 through 8. And the third page shows grades 9 through 12. As previously mentioned, we're regularly discussing our assessments so that we can determine how to get the data we need without over-testing our students. And we will continue to review this throughout the year as well. So no action needed, but wanted to share where we're at. And this is information we give to our principals so that they can start to be ready and planning out their school year.
And I'm just going to make a quick comment. I think I've shared this with Dr. Halverson a few times. When we're making this assessment calendars and we're looking at our HMH, units of assessments or units that we have to complete, what teachers have to complete, and I'm not sure if I'm sure you already do this already, making sure that these assessments are in that timeline, because I know sometimes we forget that you have 3 weeks to complete this unit, and in those 3 units you have 2 weeks of assessment, and then you're like, well, there's no way that I can finish this unit in that amount that you give me. So just making sure that we're following that and making sure that teachers have the time to make sure that they're going in and finishing those lessons with assessments in place.
Excellent point. We have done a lot to make sure that we calibrate the number of days of instruction along with the amount of time for assessment. We also recognize that there is some flexibility in there and that we have tight and loose. We would like them to be on this page, but they don't have to be on this page. So we have some flexibility there. Great points. Next up is our board curriculum meeting informational item. It's another informational item that just talks about our calendar for this particular committee for the upcoming school year. The dates align with the board meetings, and we wanted to make sure that we communicated with the group so that we can put them all on our calendar and be ready for this great upcoming year. Questions? Okay. Next up, we are continuing our partnership with Wabanzi Community College to provide dual credit courses for our students. Wabanzi recently updated their memorandum of agreement and has sent it forward for signature. The updated agreement addresses compliance expectations and accreditation requirements. The MOA has actually been reviewed by our legal team already, and they have given the go-ahead on that, indicating that it looked good. It will go for action at the first board meeting in July. And the contract is included as a supplemental item. So if you have any questions, I'd be glad to answer those.
I know that, sorry,
Yeah.
I know that we had some kinks with like taking students there and bringing them back. And even the eligibility of students that had originally been selected for this, it turned out that some really should not even have qualified. Has that been ironed out?
We have been doing a lot of work on that
Okay.
to make sure that we do even that out. We are also working to incentivize getting the appropriate degree work and master's program work so that we can hold those dual credit courses in-house as opposed to sending students away.
Okay.
Dr. Halverson?
Yeah, I've had some recent conversations with Dr. Brian Canetto, and he's on board with us expanding our dual credit programming as well. And we're looking at all avenues to do that. And as Dr. Engel shared, potentially trying to get more accreditation back in-house. So that is something we're investigating. This last year, I think, Ms. Reyes, you're talking about, we had some students who went out there and actually ended up being ineligible for sports in the spring and whatnot. So we have tightened up those systems as well. That's something between Dr. Engel's leadership and Mr. Simpson's leadership. We've been very intentional about making sure that our counselors are communicating in real time. So we haven't had that same issue this year that I'm aware of whatsoever.
No, and Nikita Stewart has been instrumental in really making sure that our partnership between Wabanzi is really clear with our counselors and the director or the department chair for science and CTE. So she's been great at all of that too. So
Fantastic. Okay, thank you.
thank you. Next up is disposal items. We actually have a few disposal items to review at this meeting. All of these items will go for action at that first board meeting in July, but I'm going to walk you through the 4 items that we have. The first item up for disposal would be our middle school flex materials. That was related to our 6th grade world language. We have materials which will no longer be used with our curriculum, and we would like approval to dispose of the items related to listos, antología en español y auténtico materials from our middle schools. The second item up for disposal are Fontes and Pinnell materials. We'd actually discussed this last year. We have reviewed the materials we have and would like to keep one set of materials retained at each building for our use, and then the remaining surplus materials are recommended for disposal. That's the second one. The third disposal item is middle school inside language materials. These are copyright from 2014 and are outdated and were previously used with our ESL program. They're no longer aligned with our current instructional needs and are recommended for disposal. And the final disposal item this evening are high school English texts that are no longer in use or are in a state of disrepair. The chart identifies the various specific texts that are up for disposal. As previously mentioned, these would go for action at that first board meeting in July. What questions can I answer?
I just have a quick, maybe just a statement or so. Like when we are disposing of all this material, because it cost us a lot of money, and I just hate seeing it thrown out and recycled. is there a way that we can donate? And I don't know the legality of those aspects, right? Like FMP, like there's a lot of districts out there that do FMP.
Absolutely.
I'm not saying it's right or wrong, but if someone wants those, instead of just posting and throwing it out, like,
You wanna do?
could we donate them?
Yeah, actually, we've actually been investigating it because that's exactly what we had talked about. We're like, there's useful material here, and there are lots of places that might want to use that. We have been in contact with an organization that sometimes purchases those items as a resale item. And then in other cases, we've talked about reaching out to some of our neighboring schools and community partners to see if any of those would be interested in purchasing them or if we would donate them. Once you agree to the disposal, then we can work to figure out the best way to move forward with disposing it. And if we can give it to somebody who's going to make use of it, that would obviously be everybody's preferred option.
Thank you.
Mr. Levis, I think you might have been sitting in an executive cabinet at one point because we had the same conversation about 2 weeks ago where we were really talking about it because I brought up the same thing. And Amy, Andy, they started investigating even a little bit more because we want to figure out how we can make sure that these are being used still when possible, even though they don't meet our needs currently. They might meet others' needs in the community. So,
For sure. Okay, and the last item up today is the attendance, enrollment, and registration report. Current enrollment as of the last day of school was 11,692 students. Attendance on that up to the last day was 8875. Our registration continues with 91% of our families registered, and we continue to encourage that registration for that remaining 9%. We have 96.5% of our preschool and elementary families registered. We have 85.8% of our secondary families registered for middle and high school. And specifically, we have 79.5% of our high school students who are registered. Our secondary registration numbers have actually increased by over 5% since last month's meeting, and we're continually working on that. So we are in a good place and still inching our way forward. And that is the end of our report.
Anything else? Oh, all right. Again, thank you for being here with us for a curriculum meeting. We're going to go ahead and adjourn at 6:37. See you next month.
Thank you.
Welcome.
It's exhausting. This is a lot of